I have been reading books of international authors and giving reviews, but recently I have been reading the books on boyhood, written by Kenyan authors. Uh, this one is Where the Men. There's a search for authentic manhood by Bishop John Kaima. Then there's another one, A Mentor's Guide, Raising Bold Boys by Rupert and Anne Gladys. I'm going to review all of them, but today I would like we look at this one, If I Had a Son, by a guy called Gitonga Mutani, one of the great authors, life coaches and motivational speakers, who is a great advocate of the boy child. He's a staff at Chuka University. I have interacted with him physically. He's a great gentleman who is doing a lot for this generation. He's a lawyer in training. He has done public. He's a public accountant. He ran an ecotourism company, and he is also an author. If I Had a Son, stories of manhood to our sons. It is really a powerful book for fathers or anyone who is wishing to become a parent. It is a great gift to a father who has a son. And you can look at the cover. Because in Africa we raise our daughters and let our sons grow. Yes, which is a very true statement. In Africa we only focus on girls. We are so much concerned about the life of the girl child. But we just draw hands to the boys. We say they will maneuver on their own. They will find a path on their own. Finally, they are met by the challenges and pitfalls of this life. Finally, we lose them to alcohol, to drugs, to suicide, to militia groups, and so on. That is why we have a great crisis of the boy child in our world today. This is one of the greatest masterpieces I have ever read. It is a nice one, and I would like to look at the three lessons that have stood out, that have greatly stood out in my when I was reading. And if you go to page 37, one of the stories that you can give to your son, it talks to a lesson of one of the greatest lessons that people struggle with, the weight of what will people say, public opinion. What will people say when I do this one? Something that always attacks the self-esteem and the confidence of young people. And this is what Mutani says in one of the stories to manhood, to our sons. Never hesitate in life for fear of the public reaction or opinion. If you ever do that, you will have lost it twice. First, you deny yourself the chance to know whether you would have succeeded. Second, you failed because you could have succeeded anyway. Eventually, the people will still talk about it and probably try what you would not try. My son, listen, my son, anytime you think of anything right, just do it. In the end, people will judge you anyway. People will always talk. And they will talk anyway. People will always talk. Do not live your life impressing others. Live your life impressing yourself and your creator. That is all that matters to you. One of the greatest lessons you can share to your son, that people will always talk. Don't bother about them. The greatest weight you'll ever lose in this life is what will people say. That is one of the greatest lessons that I have gotten from the book. The second one, the second lesson that has stood out to me on page 100, the power of grit and resilience to a young man. This is what Mutani says. Success is not permanent, my son. It is not an end. It is a process. When you want something and want it bad, you will do all that it takes to get it. Once you get it, you do not keep staring at it. You lock it safely in your treasure chest and focus on the next big thing. That is life, my son. Listen to what he's telling his son. Great pain and pressure will come before great profit and pleasure. No matter what, you must keep moving. You must stay on the track. You must stay on the track. Imagine sharing your son such stories from when he's as early as 5 years. That boy will be unstoppable. He will be a great person in this. He will do mighty. He will conquer. If he gets such lessons, just such stories about success, about value, about power, about destiny, and many things. The third lesson that has stood out in this book, page 102, is the power of not losing hope. That one day it will work out. That you don't know what happens next. Keep pushing. The power of consistency. Listen to what Mutani says. I learned that all these people could have archived their ideas, business concepts, and the manuscript using the history of disappointment as a reason to stop chasing their goals. Those are people who he has discussed there above, this guy of Microsoft, Jack Ma. But they choose to move on and prove to the world that they can do it. They move to prove to the world that they can. I want you to keep moving, my son. I want you to keep moving despite what the world thinks or says about you and your ideas. No matter what the world says about you and your ideas, yes, the dream is yours. The vision is yours. No matter what everybody is saying, either your family members or your neighbors or anybody, doesn't matter. Never allow them to dim your vision. Never allow anybody. That's a message to your son. Never allow them to dim your vision. It is not an easy journey. Yes, he is preparing his son. That it is not an easy journey. It will be lonely. But the fruits will be celebrated in all corners of the world. Imagine such a great assurance you are telling your son that this journey of life, this journey of purpose and vision, there will be many so naysayers, that so many bugs will bark at you, so many dogs will bark at you. But don't give them a hair. Don't let them dim your vision. At the end of the day, your fruit will be celebrated all over the world, and you will leave a legacy. You will leave a legacy. It is one of the greatest books that you can buy and read. You can buy it on Nuri stores, and it will really help you. Thank you. Until we meet next time, I'm your boyhood mentor, Titus Mikwa. Let us keep shining. Let us keep growing. Let us keep equipping our brains. Let us keep feeding our mental faculties. Let us meet next as we review Racing Bold Boys by Rupert and Gladys.